As your students start to become familiar with different disciplines, it's a good idea to begin building a discipline wall. Each time they learn about a different discipline, add the definition, some discipline-specific vocabulary that they've learned, the tools used by the disciplinarian, and the skills necessary to do that job well. The goal would be for students to become familiar with a variety of disciplines, and then be able to choose their own discipline, and look at that piece of text through the lens. This wall would be a great resource for students to refer to. Here is another example, this time from the perspective of a geologist. On this frame, students are asked to respond to the prompts. What are some ethical issues that might arise around soil erosion? What is the impact of soil loss? Consider the point of view of a geologist and a farmer. What are the rules of soil conservation? How do geologists work to protect against soil loss? And what are the specialized terms or academic language a geologist might use when examining issues involving soil? An application that comes to mind for this frame is the third grade Strength of Character unit. Students would be able to add information to the frame from their reading and video viewing in that unit. This example could be used for 5th grade students when doing further research on the periodic table. What rules apply to the periodic table of elements? What details or attributes can a chemist find out about each element by looking at the periodic table? Describe the patterns in the language you notice in the periodic table of elements. What unanswered questions do you still have about the periodic table? Another preparing the learner moment in a lesson could be to use a frame for a specific discipline. Focusing on the disciplinarian helps to prepare students for the thinking to follow. Having a discussion about the disciplinarian, the academic language and tools used, and the necessary skills to do the job are a good way to focus their thinking. Knowledge frames can also be used with open court stories. Here is an example for Leah's Pony from the Strength of Characters unit. This one focuses on thinking like an author. This type of frame covers reading standard 4, 5, and 6 by getting students to analyze author's craft as they examine elements of word choice like figurative language or transitions and story elements such as character, setting, and plot development. As students gain sophistication, you can modify frames to include questions like, how does the author develop the characters over time? Or how does the author's word choice help to set the mood?